welcome. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to start us off in the Champions League. As you know, Champions League is on go, and we have a representative there that tends to do very well. That is Mamelodi Sundowns. So this past weekend, these are the results that we had. Let me just get to it. Friday, yes. So on Friday, JS Kabile played ES Tunis and won 1-0. Simba won 1-0 versus Wydad. Siapa Louise that felt the brunt of Sundowns' sword and they lost 4-1. And then Ahly beating Raja Casablanca 2-0. There isn't much that you can say about Sundowns. So I wanted to start here. There isn't much I could say. Cabello says, I would like to apologize to Arsenal against Southampton. I'm going to get there. There's nothing much to say about Sundowns. They're a very good team. Africa is their biggest challenge. And of course, in the finals, I don't think Belize that is going to give them much of a problem, to be honest with you. So they've done what they needed to. Thank you for the follow. They've done what they needed to do. 4-1. The second leg, they're going to walk it, and then they're going to look to the finals. Camelo says, it's tough being a fan of Arsenal and Chiefs. You have bigger problems with their teams. Guys, I'm coming to that. I'm coming. Hey, let me start happy, guys. I'm going to start happy before I have to go into that mode. Okay, so basically what happened over there in the Champions League. So let's go into the PL. The games that were played this weekend went as follows. Friday, Richards Bay and Maritzburg United played to a 1-1 draw. On Saturday, TS Galaxy and Royal AM played to a 1-1 draw as well. Pirates won against Cape Town City to further go for that second spot. And then, of course, Stellenbosch beat Swallows 3. Then yesterday, Sekhukhune United beat Chiefs. Beat Chiefs 1-0. And then SuperSport United beat Amazulu 2-1. Currently, how the table looks in the PSL is Mamelodi Sundowns runaway winners, 15 points ahead of everybody. Super second, Orlando Pirates in third and 46 points. And then Kaizer Chiefs is on 41 points. Yeah, we'll get there. Rounding up the top 8, Cape Town City 35, Sekhukhune 35, Stellenbosch and Golden Arrows both on 33. And that is the top 8 of the league. Let's talk. Let's go straight into it. Chiefs played over the past weekend, and we played Sekhukhune. Everybody's been telling me that we're trying to go for second. Everybody's been telling me that the Champions League is the way. Everyone's been telling me that Arthur is doing such an amazing job to try to get us into the Champions League and competing versus the other teams and all of that good stuff that you guys tell me every time I come on live about giving time and all of that stuff, right? I chose the wrong match. So, there we go. This is how the match panned out. Let's go into the starting lineup for this match. The lineups are as follows. It's taking a little bit longer to load. There we go. Jima Cardoso, big mouth Cardoso. Man has been talking trash about Kaizer Chiefs the entire week. He started. Dia, another player, and Moby were playing in the fullback positions. Mukocha in the middle with Siabi and Ngube, and then Ohizu, and Mukwa were in the front. Our team, Kaizer Chiefs, played as the forwards. Peterson, Gezanite Nielsen in the back, Solomons and Fla as the fullback. And then Cole Alexander, Zwane and Mart in the middle with Dolly Saile and Dupria playing up front. Very simple question for you guys. I think I'm going to ask this question every single week that I come onto this thing. What is Chiefs' style of play? What are we trying to do when we get onto the pitch? Because every time we got onto the pitch, I see different things. And none of those things are particularly successful. Right? So today, we put Cole Alexander in the middle. And we know Cole Alexander is a bruiser. He's there basically to run around protecting the back four. Basically, He rushes into tackles, he pressures players, he does all of those nice things that you guys tell me that we need, right? Then you have Usam Gozwani, an exceptionally good young player who's been given a pressure role of having to be our lead midfielder because Mart is not going to do it. Mart is pretty much there to take the ball, pass it wide, take the ball, pass it back, and not really progress the ball. Cool. Then you've got Dolly, you've got Saile, and you've got Dupree, which tells you that we're going to try play speed. We've been playing speed the past few weeks. Let Dupree go. Give him some runway and let him run, right? Sharp. But then you've got Frosler, who's there for Frosler. I call him the Crossler because he crosses. He was the main supply for Nurkovic. So now he's onto the pitch, and he's also playing. Solomon's another energetic guy who does a lot of running. And, you know, I guess you could say that it's close to what Arthur has been playing the past few weeks, and we should be okay with that, right? Let's look at this bench for Kaizer Chiefs. Mashiane Matro, Bimenyimana, Shabalala, Matoho, Macheke, Sekhota, Jabulo Ngobo, and then Itumelenkune. So you've been playing Shabalala in a certain role for the past couple of weeks. That changed. And now you ask the question, who's going to play the 10? Is it going to be Zwane? No. Is it going to be Mart? No. Is it going to be Cole Alexander? No. Dolly is playing on the wing, as you guys told me last week. Dolly is a wing player. I think he'd be the best number 10 option we have. But in any case, he's on the pitch. And then you've got Dupree and Basomboli, Sail. So that's how we lined up. But when the rubber hit the road and the match became tough, you know, came off the bench. Imenyimana, Black Panther, came off the bench and came into the match. And then Dupree had to go play on the left. So going back to a formula we've seen, it doesn't work. Back there again. In any case, how the match went was 1-0 to Skukune. And Skukune was able to score a goal in the 4th minute after the whole of the Chiefs' defense got dragged out of position and far post in, essentially. That's what happened. And it's actually funny that Cardoso is the one that is saying all of this, because Cardoso was the problem for us for so many seasons. I don't know if you guys remember the Cardoso, Matoho, centre-back pair, where Cardoso would bomb forward and then a ball would be played behind him. And because Matoho was too slow, he couldn't get there. This is the person who was trash-talking us the whole week, talking about trying to win leagues with youngsters, trying to do things with youngsters. You can't do things with youngsters, yada, 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 yada. A lot of smack. Former player obviously released, maybe felt away about what happened to him and his career at Kaizer Chiefs. Comes into the match, doesn't get worried. Let's look at these stats. The stats look as follows. We had 14 shots, only 2 shots on target. Whereas Kukune had 7 shots, 2 shots on target, and they may count. We had 66% of the possession. Doesn't count for anything. We could go down all the other things, 19 fouls to 7, 3 yellow cards, 7 corners to Kukune's 4. Now, if you look at those stats, you'd believe that this is a team that dominated. But I still ask the question, what are we trying to do? I'm asking, what are we trying to do when there's how many games left? When there's 4 games left of the season. I'm still asking, what are we trying to do? We as Chiefs fans are still treating these players as if they just arrived, as if they just got signed, as if they're still trying to get used to stuff. We're still treating Arthur Zwane as if he's this new guy, fresh off the boat. He's sitting there and he doesn't know what to do. 1-0 down. And this goes after an entire season. I don't know how many red cards we got. Couldn't capitalize. I don't know how many times we've been waiting for substitutions. Couldn't capitalize. Then when we finally get substitutions, Mduduzi Shabalala goes onto the pitch, right? Mduduzi Shabalala goes onto the pitch with Bimenyimana. Then we watch Dupree go back to the wing. Negates everything. Negates everything. So now you're trying to play a different type of football. Now we're playing long ball. Guys, for everything you guys have told me, again, For everything you guys have told me. You guys said Arthur wants to put the ball onto the ground and he wants to play and he wants to progress and it must be beautiful and then pass the ball and do all those things. Where are the signs of that? Where are the signs of that 26 games into the season? I don't see any signs of that. Where are the signs of progression in his substitutions? In his plan B? I don't see that. So now we go to Skukune. We go to Skukune knowing that we're trying to chase Champions League. That means we need to finish second. SuperSport has been wildly consistent. Pirates has actually been playing well in relative to everybody else. So we needed to win. We need to win these games. But we go there and we lose to Skukune. I don't know, guys. I have no idea what I was watching. I have no idea what I'm watching when I'm watching Kaizer Chiefs. Half the time you can fall asleep and wake up and you wouldn't have missed anything. I was speaking about Sundowns just now. Did you see team goal that Sundowns put together versus Belouizdad? Versus top African competition. And we constantly together 3-4 passes versus Kukune. 3-4 constructive passes versus Kukune. Everybody's running everywhere. Cole Alexander's tackling on the wing for some reason, not sitting center back. I mean, central defensive midfielder. Frostler, gone, out of position. He bombed, they came in behind him. Dupree, running up and down. We don't know what they're doing there in the front. Solomon's, another one is running around. No cover at the back. For a simple cover. It's in. No need to rush anything. But that's what we said. That's what we did. What are we watching, guys? What are we watching? We're watching the PSL. Because I don't know if that's football. And if you guys call football and if you guys want to give Arthur time, I'm seeing of football. I'm seeing hunted football. And it seems as though when they get scared, I used to say here on live, when these players get pressured or they get into a tough situation, they revert back to mid-dog football. But now it seems even your coach, when he gets pressured, he resorts back. Vilakazi said, we don't have a thinking midfielder. How long have we had a thinking midfielder at Kaizer Chiefs? We couldn't cover for that. Now you've got Abotoli, wildly gifted, very talented, technical, running somewhere on the side. Can't do just a simple one combination. Simple one and go. Run, receive. When else did you see that at Kaizer Chiefs? And these are the games that you guys told me that I must give him time. You guys said that he deserves time. You guys said all of that. Now we're sitting at the tail end of the season and we still don't know what our identity is under our Arthur. In fact, I would venture to say that you see the Arthur that took over from from Kevin Hunt for those few games. That was good. That was an Arthur with at least a plan. Fine, you don't have the players that you need to have. You don't have everybody. Have a plan. Do something. Do something. Show us something. We're not asking you to do this versus Ahly. I'm not asking you to do this, at the Club World Cup. I'm asking you to do it versus Kukune on a Sunday in our league. I've said to you guys before, a lot of times, a lot of times, you don't need to beat Sundowns a lot. You don't play Sundowns 30 times in the league. You don't. But if you can't get points versus your TS Galaxies, your Royal AMs, those Kukunes, fine, they're sixth. But just Kukunes, those type of teams, if you can't get those points, then what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Look at our league. Chiefs is 4th, 12 wins. 5th is Cape Town City, 9 wins. 9 wins In a 30-game season, in game 26, there's 9 wins. You're telling me that you can't go there and beat that team? But in any case, let's get ready, I guess, for our derby, our trophy game. Let me read some of the comments. Jerry 123, thank you for the follow. Steven Kosi, thank you for the follow. South African teams know how to get things done in Africa. We're only short of lucky in finals. When you say South African teams, you know you're saying Sundowns, essentially. It's just Sundowns. Okay, fine. Gallants, Pirates got to the CAF Conference. But in terms of Champions League, you know who you're talking about. What do you think about replacing Zwane with Mangoba Mngqiti? Lebza ask. Fuzi K, thank you for the follow. Here's what I think. I think our third needs to develop, but it doesn't need to develop by us. And I think if you've already given him this contract, I would bring in Mangoba and do like a co-coaching thing. In fact, if in my dreams, if I'm being 100% honest with you, I want Mangoba Mngqiti as our head coach, Arthur as the, what do they call it, the Sundowns? Because it's not assistants. Arthur as the other head, and then maybe a dance. And you put in those 3 together. I think we need a Mangoba because I think the issue at Kaizer Chiefs is that you have to build from scratch. And you can't build from scratch without experience. You can't build from scratch without knowledge of having done it before. And I think, to your point, Mangoba is a very good person to bring in. But I don't think I would fire him. I'd fire Arthur right now because, in as much as he hasn't shown it in his shoes, he may have a bit more information, a bit more knowledge of the youngsters, a bit more knowledge of the structure that help Mangoba in the job, you know. Yandi said, thank you for the follow. Somebody said Dove's defender of the season. Couldn't contain myself. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. He's not defender of the season. He's not defender of the season. How can you be defender of the season when you've scored 30 goals and conceded 29? Our goal difference is 1 right now. 29. That's not defender of the season. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. Let's be real. If you haven't followed, please follow. I go live every Monday to Wednesday, 10:30. That's not a real thing. Katani says, I always ask myself that we can't have tactics that depend on counterattacks. Even the counterattacks, I understand you have a set plan for your counters, right? Look at Leicester City when Mahrez and Thingy was striking. Why am I forgetting his name? They'd leave the 2 up, defend, absorb, quick outlet to Mahrez, straight, be direct out. So tell me where we've been direct, right? If we're talking counters, like, this is why I'm saying that you need to see something then, or some sort of plan. We didn't have a plan. So when we say we're playing on counter, a counter is supposed to be quick. We've won the ball, we've turned it over, hit them before they're ready, set to play free. Do we do that? Nah. Ball goes to Mart. Mart plays his back, goes to the wing, and it comes back. Then later on in the match, it goes to the wing. We go long ball into nowhere. What game plan is there? Like, I can understand game plans if there was a plan. I get you, but it doesn't even seem like they even know how to do the counter. Hollyway, Malupe Melvin, CZ, thank you for the follow. Ruzani says, Eish, I'm so disappointed about my boys. Hi, we've been disappointed, but what did we expect? What did we expect, Ruzani? I can't have expected anything more. We've watched Kaizer Chiefs the whole season, and we've had lives. I've had lives for months where we've all said the same thing, essentially. We've all come out and said, listen, it doesn't seem like there's a style of play. Let me go into Facebook. Tabo Alikosi says, I've said before and I'm saying Zwane is still not fit enough to coach Chiefs. Because Chiefs is becoming a finishing school. Finishing school. Guys, you cannot come to a big club. Sundowns, Chiefs, Pirates. You come to a big club to learn. If that makes sense. You have to go to a club where you're ready to take it on. I made the comparison of previous Chiefs and now Chiefs. Previous Chiefs, if you're a development player coming from development into the first team, 16, 17, Jabupules, Kapimalats, whoever, you were ready. Not no, we need to give you time. Not no, he needs to get better. Not no, he needs this. Not no, he's that. Well, coach at Kaizer Chiefs, you knew. Clock is ticking. The moment you sign that contract and the first game kicks off, clock is ticking. You're not going to get 7 years. And you're going to have to win a trophy in that season. Now, hopefully, Atta can pull out a Nedbank Cup. Hopefully. Hopefully, we look back on this and we go, you know what? He's got a trophy. But as it currently looks, come on, guys. As it currently looks, time. You all said time. Every time I come on, need time. But you got to earn your time. And this is not earning time. Or maybe the standard of the league has dropped and we're okay with this, but this is not earning time. 26 games, 12 wins, 5 draws, 9 losses. 30 goals for, 29 goals against. One on the goal difference. We are 21 points behind Sundowns. 21. Anyway, let's see. Bro, it's so boring when you lose the game the same way always. Thank you. Ivy says no. Brendan, South African football is like kicking a can down the road. That's how it feels, because that's why I know I speak about teams, but I like to open it up and say, when you look at the PSL, right, and you look at the quality and the standard and what we're seeing as a product, you can't really say that, yeah, this is a great thing to watch. And again, take Sundowns out of it. Remove Sundowns. Move them. Now I'm looking at Supersport all the way down. You're telling me that on a Supersport, Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, there isn't anybody who can actually just distance themselves or get even close to Sundowns. When you look at this league, does it look competitive? When number 5 has 9 wins, number 6 has 9 wins, number 11 has 6 wins. The goal differences are 0. Cape Town City, number 5. Skukune, -2. Stellenbosch, -2. That's 7. Number 8, Golden Arrows, -6. So it's like, what are we watching? And I think the thing that really grinds my ears about the whole league is that there are so many people hired. There are so many people that hold positions in these teams. So many people. Forget about Zwane. Look at Chiefs. Forget about Zwane. What does Dan Shepherd do? What does he bring to the table? What does the goalkeeper coach bring to the table? What does Gerald Spego bring to the table? Team manager, I believe. What does Mulifinseki bring to the table? What does K Junior bring to the table? Now, take that and do that for every single team. Each of these teams have staffs. Supersport has a staff. Orlando Pirates, as if they heard us, they got rid of Floyd Mbele, but we'll talk about that, have staff. Professional people that wake up every day. Forget the players, forget the coach. We know about them. Twice a day, they go out and they train and they do all this stuff. They have professional people that earn salaries, that do this for a living. Yet, when you turn on the PSL on a Saturday, what are you watching? What standout thing are you learning about football? What standout moves, what standout this are you learning watching football? You know, on my account, if you haven't followed, please follow. On my account, I do records and such. So I've been looking at the game. Like I've been looking at the previous 96 when the PSL era started. I've been looking at those games and the log tables and all of that stuff. You know, there was a time where teams were scoring 72 goals. I did a video that I released yesterday that spoke about the teams that have scored the most, like in a season, who scored the most. Most of them come from before the early 2000s. That's where it's coming from. And I understand you guys are going to talk about the team split, but a lot of those goals came from guys after we went down to 60 teams. So we went from a league where people were scoring 72 goals to Mamelodi Sundowns winning the league 26 points, 46 goals scored. Chiefs 30 goals scored, where the league was getting 2.39, I think it was the top goals per game. Now we're watching this. We're watching this. All right, guys. Anyway, what I says, one doesn't have ideas, simple. That's what I think. Brandon says, no, don't even call it football. They're changing every day. Helicopter football is going to be the death of Kaizer Chiefs. But at least do the helicopter. Guys, if you're going to do helicopter football, do it right then. If you're going to choose to do that and play that, do it correctly. Say what you want about Middendorp. Say everything you want about Middendorp, right? But we knew what he was going to play, and he played it at a high level. We hated it, but he played it at a high level. Stuart Baxter back then when he was here, fine, we didn't like the football, but we knew what was being played, understood the tactics. I could break it down for you. Everybody could break it down. But with some of these teams, with some of these games, when you watch Kaizer Chiefs, I can't even break it down for you. I can't even break it down. I can't even tell you that, guys, this was from point A to point B. Like I always ask, whenever I'm analyzing teams or speaking to people about their teams, I ask you from A to B. So the keeper's got the ball. How do we progress? What are we going to do to the top of the pitch? Liverpool play it out to Robertson or Trent Alexander-Arnold. Somebody comes in, draws pressure. They pop it over to Mohamed Salah. It doesn't have to be fancy. One-on-one, boom, scores. That Leicester City thing, we're all defending. 9 people behind the ball. Mahrez is free with, I'm still forgetting his name, right? What do? Win the ball back, play it quickly to Mahrez, who plays it through. Early, done, goal. It's a way of scoring. Tell me what Chiefs does. Tell me what Chiefs does. And again, you find games where you're now sitting with a situation where you're playing helicopter football, but you play as a striker. I remember when you used to watch Billy getting crosses. Billy getting crosses, and you'd be like, "Hey man, what are we trying to do here?" Anyway, let's go back. T. Barish, thank you for the follow. Ezra said, I was called names when I said Zwane out after the first few games. I saw he's out of depth. And even besides that, I think the other thing that's getting to me about Zwane's situation, to be honest with you, is the standards thing. Like I said, Chiefs coaches used to know that you're only going to get a season, maybe 2 seasons at a push, right? And there'll be fan pressure. So I think that Zwane being a legend I love him. He's one of my favorite players ever. I enjoy him. He's 10-1. You know what I mean? Like he's a legend. Can't fight with that, right? But my thing is, you can't then say just because of that we're giving him time. I asked the question last week. It was a very simple question. What is giving you guys this idea that he deserves to go further? So I asked you guys about people like about 10-10, who I mentioned earlier, right? If 10-10's there and his CV says one thing, he's one of the finest coaches and he does this like 6 years ago, up until that point, where has he finished? What has he done? Does he deserve the time? Does he deserve whatever? And you look over to Sundowns, and you know Rulani is sitting there, in as much as he speaks and in his arrogance and everything, he knows that if he loses 4 or 5 games, if he finishes second, if he finishes third, high chance that he's leaving. So what pisses me off is that you're watching Zwane play, you're watching Zwane coach, and we're kind of just letting him go. We're kind of just going, "Hi man, you know, he'll be okay. He doesn't have the players, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da." Instead of holding him accountable. And maybe that's where it starts. You start with a standard. No disrespect to Kukune, no disrespect. But old Chiefs, I wouldn't even blink at the match. Or at the very least, I'd be expecting a win. But now we just we're just in the middle. We don't know what's going on. Let's go back to these comments. His style of play is very boring, sick ball. Camilo says, then you're going to pay 100 Rand for a ticket to watch them more FNB Stadium. Yo, funny, 100 Rand. You're paying 480 for DSTV to watch that. To watch that. Do you know how much of a battle it is to finish games? Let alone go to the stadium. And yet they're going to try to put pressure on us fans. We must go to stadiums. We must do this. While they're giving us this product. You can't sit and watch this product and think that it's okay. You can't sit and watch this product and think that people are going to go. Now I must take my hard-earned 100 rand. Okay, 100 rand ticket. FNB, have you seen where that stadium is? If you're not coming from Soweto, it's a trip to get there. Now I have to set aside the whole day to go watch that. Let Machaka stop going, guys. Machaka stop going. Machaka used to go to every single Chiefs match, no matter where they were in the country. Much rather be go to idiski TV and getting paid. What are we watching? I know you guys love to speak low of things like Phillies games, but at the very least, Phillies games, I will be entertained. Whether they score, whether they don't, I'm gonna go zoo, I'm gonna do all these things, I'm gonna be entertained. But this is not even entertaining. It's not even entertaining. And these are the players and the teams and all. They expect us to watch this and us to follow these teams and us to do all of this stuff. Come on, guys. There's no difference between him and Baxter, honestly. Honestly, that's what I'm trying to say. And as much as you guys say a lot, I don't see a difference between Middendorp, Baxter, what Gavin was doing and what others doing now. At the very least, fine, lose matches or have these type of performances, right? But have something happening. People speak about Klopp, for example, and time. And I always say, you guys forget that first season at Klopp, when he finished, I think he finished not seventh, he finished something like 5th or 6th, if I'm not mistaken, right? He was killing those guys. He could not deal with the style of play that he was trying to play. But you know what? You could see what he was trying to do. And you could tell me that, okay, fine, he doesn't have the players, but he's going to implement this, 1, 2, 3, and they're going to play like this. You could see it. It's just that he didn't have the personnel. But this, guys, come on. This is Middendorp. And you guys said you hated Middendorp. Now he's playing Middendorp football and nobody's hating. Nobody's saying anything. In any case, carry on. Give one a time. This is how Arteta started at Arsenal. Trust the process. Oh, no, wait, let me see. Lol, this game showed that we still have a lot to do. Hendrik, a lot to do 26 games into the season. At the very least, now you should be patching so that at the end of the season, go get the guys you want. Have a plan now. Or going into games with a real plan. Give one a time. This is how Arteta started at Arsenal. Trust the process. And Arteta made mistakes. Arteta made a lot of mistakes. Arteta finished 8th twice. Arteta was actually lucky to still have a job. Arteta hasn't touched Champions League, but let me not go there. I'm getting to Arsenal a bit later on because that's another one that's in me. So we can't just say Nje. Arteta had an FA Cup in his first season. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Arteta had an FA Cup in his pocket first season. That's why I say I hope Arthur can win the Nedbank Cup so that he can justify the time. But you don't just get given time, you earn it. We watch your team play. We see what's happening. Anyway, let's see. Mina, I just checked the updates. I don't even bother myself. This is what we're saying. I don't know if KG's on. KG said to me the one day that he doesn't even follow it like that. He doesn't even follow it like that. Because of the standard that we're watching. Why would you watch the game? Tell me, everybody that watched the Skukune game yesterday, what did you gain from it? What did you see that was different? What did you see that gives you hope? I thought they were going to be serious. I know we're chasing, everybody said to me we're chasing Champions League. Super won their match, they're serious. Orlando Pirates won their match, they're serious. Orlando Pirates has the top 8 in the pocket. Orlando Pirates is now 5 points ahead of us. Serious. No penalty, no red card, no win. It seems like what it is. Chiefs, you don't finish the game. You just watch it for 10 minutes, then you're bored already. Because you're going to see how it ends. This is not me. This is the comments. This is the comments. For the people that usually ask me questions and say whatever, these are the comments. It's not me. I agree wholeheartedly with them. That one I saw this game. Sneza, Fura, Sam to follow. At least when now you see Middendorp and Baxter football low. Ronaldo Bonix, nonsense football fella. At least he beats Pirates every time we think it's his last game. That's our trophy now. The Pirates trophy. They're the Derby trophy. That's our trophy. No, not W. It has to be floating an aimless ball into the box for Nda to score on goal. And we celebrate. I remember Dove getting, was it man of the match for that thing? And we celebrate. That's what we have to watch and hope for. Even when our good games. No second opinion. How can we win the game after we concede the goal first? The thing is, the goal came against the run of play out of nowhere. Well, not even against the run of play. It was out of nowhere. So I would get it if it's like we're playing a team and it's the 75th minute and they get a goal and then the coach goes, you know what, I'm going to go in and put in every defender that I have and we're going to shut Kwalame Mati, we don't let anything in. I'd get you. But we had 86 minutes plus referee stoppage times to get into this match. And we saw nothing. 86 minutes, guys. Do you know how long 86 minutes is? So I get you. I'll give you TS Galaxy. I remember when TS Galaxy got the red card or whatever, and then the coach was like, hey, you know what? Shut the back door. And he shut the back door for like 20 minutes. I get you. But 4 minutes in, guys, fluke goal. Kukune is not exactly playing out of their minds either. And you can't do anything. Come on, gents. Come on. Which players make Chiefs better, or which player can make Chiefs better? Here's my thing. I've always said about Chiefs that for some reason, when players get Chiefs, they fall off. Dolly is a better player than this. Dove is a better player than this in his position. A bunch of players there. Bongobo, all these guys, much better players than this, than what they're showing. But there's something about Chiefs and not having a system and not knowing how to use these. So I don't know who's going to make us better because there's so many players already on the books. You cannot tell me, you cannot with a clear conscience tell me that we can't find a center back pairing when there's Mato, when there's Dube, when there's Macheke, when there's Nobo, when there's who am I skipping? There's a young boy, Mukwen, I think it is. There's no combination you could find from there. Then let's look at left back. You've got Santi, you've got Dove, you've got Mashiane. Nothing you can find there. Frosla, Solomons, nothing to find there. Let's look at the midfield. You had your Nanges or whatever. Your Nanges, you had your Stebes, you had your Marts, you have Zwane, you have all these players. But you can't find me a combination that's going to tie us until next season. That's going to get results in the short term in this league. You're joking. Then we're going to keep having to go get Bomendieta, Bomdansane. We're going to do the Mayamas. We're going to do all these things over and over and over again. It's not that we don't have good players. But something's missing, I think. Something's missing. Thank you for the follow. Spoiler says Pirates will kill Chiefs this time around. Kind of smelling 2-0. Spoiler, thank you for the follow. Ink Filter Clothing, thank you for the follow. Hi, if Pirates beats us, Pirates beats us. Why are players becoming awful when they come to Chiefs tapping over? Manelisi, this is what I was saying. So exactly the point I was making. Lebogang Manyama was player of the season, I think 2 seasons before he joined Kaizer Chiefs. Bobo was defender of the season before he joined Kaizer Chiefs. Biliat was Biliat the season before he was doing what Biliat was doing the seasons before he joined Kaizer Chiefs. So many players. Dolly, we know what Dolly was. You know, so many players. Dove, we know what Dove was. We know what these guys were. But the moment they land at Chiefs and they put on that shirt, you don't see that person anymore. And I think it's a structure matter, and I think it's a style of play matter, and I think it's really down to on the pitch. Really down to on the pitch. At the very least, get angry. And then bring back Solinas, Coach Solinas, new ball. Hey, Lewatabo Solinas. Let's not. I'm against going backwards, to be honest with you. And if I'm going backwards, I have to go back. What is Solinas doing right now? Because that's the thing that got us back. That's the thinking that got us middle back. What's Solinas doing right now? No, wait, actually, no. Solinas beat Pitso in Saudi Arabia. But is that the caliber to come back at Chiefs? I don't know. Because we need a building coach. But in any case, let me carry on. There's a lot of comments. Nico, user 4794, Musaza, Skumbuzo, thank you for the follow. Ronnie, Munare was nice to watch. Ngocha says, Inyongo Yotwa. Yotwa, Nyongo Fela. Wara says, counter was masterminded by VV with Musona, Shaba, and yeah. And there was a structure to it. I think that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. There was a structure to it. We didn't just say counter for the reason. There was a way to play to get Musona out on the counter. There was a way. There's a plan. But then with us, we just caught counter because we won the ball back and it looks like maybe. No. You have to do something. 3 inches is just a way to combat unemployment. Get Mangane and Zwane should head to. I hear you. My Pile, Horatio and Crow, thank you for the follow. Gibson also thank you for the follow. Menzi, thank you for the follow. Gotcha. No, this guy's weak. Pony says Mart is one of the many problems. Always losing the balls. Next game we need to change from goalkeeper to striker. We're still not going to see it. We don't have a coach, says Baggio. Pereira, do you blame the players or the coach? Okay, this is how I look at it. How I look at it is that everybody has to hold their bag. I'll start with the players. I'm on the pitch. I'm playing Skukune. At some point in your head, it has to click that I'm man. Can't be. So it can't be. What about they're making us run. I'm going to run a little bit more. So then when you look on the pitch, you start seeing guys that are not pulling their weight. Tolly's not pulling their weight. It doesn't look like he's under pressure. It doesn't, not even under pressure. It doesn't look like he has the pride to go, yes, sis, be losing to this team right now. You get what I mean? That's where I blame the players. So the coach put you in a 4-3-3, in a 4-4-1-1, in a 1-1-8. But at the end of the day, you need to show that I want to play for this team. One, you need to show that I am worth this money that I'm getting paid. You need to show that those fans in the stands, those fans watching on TV, I need to show them something. I need to give them something. But they don't even give us that. And that's where I hold the players accountable. As a player, you need to sit on your own when you're watching this thing and go, hi man, I'm not giving 100%. Let me push. Fine, we're out of position. That's where maybe Cole Alexander gets a bit of a, you let him go a little bit because he runs. He'll give you 100% on the pitch. But when you look at the team and you go through each of the players, who's giving 100, who's not? Who's willing to die for that jersey? Who's to win this match? Let alone willing to die. Who's got pride enough to go, we are Kaizer Chiefs? That's why I blame the players. Let's look at the coach. You have to have plan A, plan B, plan C. You have to have basics. So now, when we speak about Uata, for example, 4 or 5 red cards in a row, still, changes are too slow. For example, that's a basic thing. That team has gone down to 10 men, we need to come in. The moment those teams go down 10 men, they put on the defender, defensive midfielder, they defend, they're closing the doors. That's basic. So now we don't see it from Uata. Now you watch the team. There are some players that can do no wrong in every week. There are some players that will not see games. Mashiane has not seen game time. Matoho has not seen game time, no matter how bad the defense has been. Ngobo does not see game time, no matter how bad the defense has been. Sikhota, somebody who was shining towards the end of last season, cannot see game time. Why people who are on the pitch are not performing? Why is Bimenyimana coming onto the pitch? Why? We are happy. Shabalala is in and out, in and out, in and out. But there are certain people, I was surprised not to see Khanti. I don't know if he's injured or not, but I was surprised not to see those guys. There are certain people that you can't play favorites at this level. And that's where the coaches lack. And part of his job is, now we're 20, during the course of the season, you'll fight with players, you'll fall out with players, you'll do all that stuff. As part of your job is man management too. So Ngoba has an attitude problem, let's say. How do you deal with it? So that you can get the defender of the season, just what, last season, the defender of the season, back. Season before last. Dube. How do we get them onto the pitch and play? How do we motivate them? How do we put them into successful positions? That's where I blame the coach. Then there's another tier to this, and that's management. When management is making their decisions, hey, we've got a coaching opening. We've got a coaching opening, and we're sitting in a situation where we haven't won a trophy in, we're going on 8 years now. We haven't won a trophy in 8 years. We haven't really competed for anything in 8 years. A lot of these players are average. A lot of our staff is average. Now we've got openings. Do you go for the first-time head coach, who even in the best scenario still has to learn, still has to find himself, still has to develop a philosophy, test that philosophy, do all that stuff? A lot of you speak about Pep and those people. Pep had to coach at the Pep coached the B team to get those things: philosophy, changes, substitutions. How do you speak to players? How do you do this? Dealing with media, all of that stuff. Learned somewhere, then came to Barcelona, an almost finished product. So when they made the decision to hire a brand new coach, you got to know what comes with that. It's going to be inexperience. It's going to be the wrong decisions at most times. It's going to be somebody to learn. Cool, sharp. When you look at the rest of the stuff, your technical director, okay? Mulifinseki, what are you bringing to the table? Are you good at building teams? Are you good at structuring teams? Are you good at taking a team from the bottom to the top? What are you going to do when you walk into this team? That's a decision. Players. We're sitting 8 years without a trophy. Do I go out and I scout the best guys and I say, okay, I'm going to try bring those people in, whatever the cost? Cool. Do I go for experienced players and say, okay, I'm going to take the best experienced players and put them into a team? Do I go into Africa? But what do we end up with? Does Tebe fit in what we see from a quality level? Does Mart fit in what we see as a quality level for Kaizer Chiefs? Does going into Zambia, the first division of Zambia, not even the top division, then Vela of Zambia to go keep Somboli, that's a decision. Bimenyimana, wherever he came from, 25 years old, he's not even, you can't even say he's a young player to grow into whatever and make that excuse. You gone and fetched him from wherever he was. Is that a good decision? So everybody has to hold their bag. I don't blame people. Each situation has their own thing. Players on the pitch. Oh, it's the wrong formation. It's this, is this, is this, is this. Okay, give me effort. Coach, okay, you don't have the players you want, blah, 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 blah. Okay, look at the team you have, put them out, have a plan. Let's see what happens. Do the best with this team that you have. Direct, okay, this is the vision that I have for the team. How are we supplementing that vision? Does 29-year-old, 28-year-old Dansani fit in as a long-term fix? Do we go all the way development? Do we go? These are all visions. So everybody hold their bags differently. And unfortunately, right now, everybody's pointing at everybody. Our fans are making it seem like everybody's pointing at everybody. But that's besides the point. Please follow if you haven't followed. I go live Monday to Wednesday, 10:30. Kambu, Brandon, thank you for following. Gotcha. Mart is out at center. Is out at center of every move. He's giving too much power in the running game. I get you guys say that Arthur wants to progress the ball. but Mart is sitting there. But in any case, I can't wait for Tansa. I need to be the brain of the team. Gocha says. Dalen83, thank you for the follow. And the original Omega, they can't get close to Sundowns because they're all stuck in the past. Thank you. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. You can't have to always wait for Sundowns to do the work for you. For SuperSport to do the work for you. For Mazembe to do the work for you. You can't wait until someone has played 150 games for Sundowns and won the Champions League and won this, and then now tell this to bring them in and say that, yeah, that's going to be the future of my club. You can't hold on to people just because you want to, you're keeping them here. Hey, it was so nice under Kune, we're going to keep him here. Hey, Katsande, 10-year veteran, we're going to keep you here. Hey, what's his name? We're going to keep you here. You can't keep doing that. We can't keep getting offcuts from the other teams, all the players from the other teams. The hardest thing I've said a lot here, finding the next is hard. Sundowns is very good at finding the next. They didn't go and fetch Katsande from Kaizer Chiefs because, oh, he's an experienced 10-year veteran, blah, 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 blah. They couldn't do that. They went, okay, who's an upcoming young player? Let's go bring Mukwena in. Let's go fetch Umailula. Oh, okay, how about this? Ronald Williams. For goalkeeper, you're pretty young. Let's go fetch. Oh, this person. The next. But now we go and fetch has-beens, older gents. We go and do the stuff. Edmondson Tove is an older gent in the league. Klanti is an older gent in the league. But backwards with the coaches. Stop going. Arthur is the easy choice. If that makes sense. Arthur is an easy choice. We don't need to go out and go interview people and ask them this and go through the event process and make sure that their plans, and then go through 7-year with them and go through 2-year plans with them, 5-year plans, 3-year plans. We don't have all that stuff. You know what? Tata will be you. Before him, yeah, you know what? Stuart Baxter, he was good one time for Kaizer Chiefs. I'm going to go to India. We don't even watch the Indian League. I've said this before. We don't even watch the Indian League. But I'm going to go fetch Baxter because when Baxter was here, maybe he can still do it. We've seen you do this with Merisburg. We've seen you do that. We're going to go fetch you because, again, it's safe. Mulifinseki. You know, he's got the CV that says that he knows the youth. He's been in the youth. He's done this. He was a Bafana coach. But it's like, what is it? And this goes for all the teams. By the way, it's not just Chiefs. I want to stress that it is not just Chiefs that is doing this. It's not just Chiefs. There's no reason why Cabo Zondo should be back in football having touched the coaching position. There's no reason. There's no reason why the merry-go-round of the coaches that jump around in the league should be happening, especially when you look at the results that these guys are getting. There should be no reason. But we stick there. And we go around in circles, and we love the circles because it's safe. It's safe. It's easy. You have to find a new coach, blood them in, and teach them and vet them. It's tough. It's tough to find players and blood them in and teach them and really get a style of play and put them into the culture. It's tough. And these are the results. You see the results that we have now. I've got the table open here by me. These are the results. Team is going to win. Last season they won by 16 points, I believe it was. Season before they won by 30 points. This season, I don't know, it depends on how many games they want to drop, but they're going to win it by over 10 points, right? That's what happens. And I think it's so sad to the PSL teams because there's one team that we can look at and point at and say, that's what a serious team does. That's what a serious team does. Look at the structures at Sundowns. Look at the technical team. Look at how they hired them. Look at where they found them. Okay, you're going for all the dudes. Are they the best? We can't. We don't know. Dolly's been gone for a little bit. We're not sure. Come on, guys. Let's see. Sanjay says, Gotcha says fitness coach weeknight. Bonke. I saw the fitness coach. Hey, No Skandakar, he's this big guy. But Asaz, Kimang Billiard has been injured forever at the Chiefs. So when it doesn't have a game plan, they play pump, they jam without a structure. Stasilo Mpile, Sia B, Young C, thank you for the flow. Ethan Aronson, guess who's here? I'm gonna get to you, Ethan. I'm gonna speak that one. Hey, today is just a sad day for me. Major Son Elvis level. Thank you for the follow. I switched off TV when they substituted the young one that were trying. Exactly. Decisions. Joey, Kabisa, thank you for the follow. Aeroplane football to the box. Get around the ball, dive and hope for a penalty. Basically. Cesar. Eugene says, Kaizer Chiefs want to adopt Italian football, but it doesn't work out for them. We miss the old Kaizer Chiefs. Boy, do I miss the old Kaizer Chiefs. Takatsu, thank you for the follow. Musa says, the problem starts when management, not coaches, not coaches and buy players. But you know what's funny? This is another thing that I said. The nice thing about Kaizer Chiefs was that all of that was true. It's true. But I don't remember a time when Bobby wasn't signing players. The only difference was that the coaches that he was bringing in were of quality, experience, and they knew, guys, Zwane did not go into this job eyes closed. Zwane, the gun was not put onto Zwane's head to take this job. If anybody knows Bobby, it's the guy who has been assistant coach at Kaizer Chiefs for 3-4 years prior to that, has been development coach for Kaizer Chiefs for X amount of years, was a player at Kaizer Chiefs for X amount of years. If anybody understands the culture of Kaizer Chiefs, it's Zwane. So I am not going to give him the excuse of not going to sign the players that you want. I'm not going to give him that excuse. We've known that that's the way. We've known. But Solinas that you're speaking about, Solinas didn't get to play their own players. But we were still signing. So today, I'm going to get into my other team today. But today, I'm done with excuses. These are all excuses. I'm from a time, and I'm from a football where you have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. Where a coach cannot cry for a season saying that I don't have the players. You have to figure it out. You have to do that you have and say, I need to set these guys up to be successful. That's coaching. But if we're going now, every single time, people are just going to say, oh, the players. Guys, nobody outside of maybe Rulani will get every player that he wants. There is no one. No one in the league that can lay a claim to that. Let's be honest. So if we're crying about players, you got till when for that to change? How long are you going to cry with Bobby there when you sign the contract? When you're getting hot monies. The reported salary that Arthur's earning is hot. So coach now. I said earlier, again, I'll repeat it. Players, you're in the is fine. Give effort. Coach, you don't have your players. Make a plan. Show us. Earn those signings. Earn the money spending. Earn all those things. Everyone crying every week about players. Others, guys, that's just the reality of where we are. So if you're going to go coach Chiefs, guys, you know what the situation is. Do something, make a plan, because you're not going to get the things that you want. Anyway, thank you for the follow. But look at how they play. A team that doesn't have solutions during a game. Solutions, you barely have questions. Musa, this is interference. Walter, Smart Vampara, thank you for the follow. I didn't even watch that game. I'd much rather watch Number Blocks with my kids. Hey, and I fought to put it on DSTV now on my laptop so I could watch it because my son was watching his stuff. Lina, I might as well. Couldn't have a game plan, exactly. There are fans going to pay 5K VIP tickets for Derby. Derby got found 1-0 by a lucky on goal. 5,000 in. Sandile, thank you for the follow. Management interfere with team selection. Musa. Guys. Oksalayo, you signed the contract. Yes, it's unfair. Yes, they got. You signed the contract. You went in eyes open. We can't keep saying why, what. Before you signed, you looked at the Chiefs team and you were like, if Bobby doesn't give me the players, I need to do 1, 3, and 4. I need to do something with these guys. Come with a plan, man. Sibo, thank you for the follow. I will send your job as a coach is to plan around their plan. Thank you. Sepai says, for once I agree with you, as a whole J is useless. For once, Sepai. Todd says, it's not about the coach, but the management. Bobby has killed this team. But guys, Bobby has been there. Bobby used to go to Zimbabwe. Remember the Zimbabwe deals? Buy 2, get 1 free. Buy 1, get 2 free. Bobby has been at this, guys. Come on. Let's not act like Bobby hasn't been here. But you know the difference, we're winning. And fine, Bobby is a problem. I will not step aside that. I agree with you guys wholeheartedly. Bobby is a problem. But Usaini. When that money comes into your account every month, it doesn't say, hey, you know, Bobby. No, it comes in. When you're sitting at the perch and talking that talk, it comes in. So do something. At the very least, show us something. Let me put it like that. At least, show us, oi, Wazama, you're pushing Wazama. So that we can then turn around and make noise on social media. But right now, we can't go that hard on Bobby because also on the pitch, we're not seeing much from Zwane. I can't go very hard on let's think of another team. On Romain Folz. I can't on Tate Zungu. I can't go on Tate Zungu when Romain Folz isn't doing something on the pitch. So at least show us something so that we can get F. Right now, let's be honest, guys. Arthur is surviving because you guys love him. Not say you guys. We love him. He's a legend. That's the only reason why. But if we look on the pitch, guys, come on. Let's see. We're actually being up to nonsense, J. Period. Thank you, Zem. Snotlelo says we need someone who would play like Lutsulunyani. Khoza says you spoke a lot of sense. I've been saying this for a very long time. I glad to agree. DJ NGR say I was thinking of that the previous match. Baxter was better, stupid style, but have a way that he plays. Even if we don't like it, it had goals. Amen. Zem Kilo, thank you for the follow. One is better, my guy. Give this guy time. Based on what? Based on what? You know, sometimes I wish as soccer fans, we could just come out straight and say, you know what? I like him. And he won't let the grounding. And we want the results, and we want the substitution. I keep the planning, I keep on next. I don't see anything. I like him. That's the fact. I don't know if you guys have been here. The people who've been here a lot know what I'll say. I'm not an advocate of Middendorp. But Middendorp finished second on the final day. So if you put results up versus the people that you like, what does that say? What is the picture it paints? So we just have to say to our chest, we didn't like, we like Arthur. We're giving Arthur time because we like him. Pitso, Katleho, thank you for the follow. It's management that are manipulating him and the players. Our team is conceding each and every game, but coach is doing nothing about that. You see those two messages, put those two messages next to each other. Né? It's the management that are manipulating him and the players. Bobby doesn't coach on the day. Bobby doesn't tell you to substitute. Bobby doesn't tell you, look at that. You know, I didn't play professional football. But as a player, I had one rule. Beat me twice. You're going to beat me the third time. If I see something, I act on it. You change. Even if we have to speak about it ourselves as players and say, guys, notice this, notice that, notice that. How do we fix this? Simple. As a coach sitting there on the sideline, you know, I've been watching so much South African football lately. First Division, our PSL. And a coaching license. I don't have years of experience, whatever. But when I'm looking at that pitch, and a lot of you are like this because I speak to a lot of you, when you look at that pitch, you know what the problems are. You've even got possible solutions. You even know what you do. I would do this, I would do that, I would do that. I was sitting, I'll never forget, I was sitting at a first division game, and I was sitting with one of the youth coaches, like a couple of youth coaches from these youth coaches, youth teams in Pretoria. And we're talking about the tactics of what we're seeing on the pitch. I was like, if 50 of us are seeing it live there in the thing, and we're seeing the problem and we're seeing the fix, what of the coach? What is the standard? You get what I mean? What are they doing? Fine, management has given you this team. Surely after 26 games of having this team, there's a plan. You're forced to play Lodge. Okay, I'll figure out how to play with Lodge because I'm going to have to play with Lodge for 20, 30 games. Like I said, at the very, very beginning of this thing, we still speak of Zwane, the players. We still speak of them as if this is game one. As if they didn't have a preseason and they're coming into the game right now. When are you going to learn lessons? When are you going to learn the game? When are you going to learn your players? When are you going to learn all this stuff? So that when Bobby says, guys, the window happens twice a year, and otherwise you're stuck with those players. You're telling me at this point, Zwan is getting given these players and he can't make a play. Come on, guys. That's why I'm like, Kabisa, to talk about the manipulating. Kabisa says, our team is conceding each and every game, but our coach is doing nothing about it. That's fine. Management has done whatever, but okay, now we're on the pitch. Give me 5 at the back. You have to try to do something then. Let's see. Make a plan. Middle went all the way to push Sundowns. All we had the structure by now. Khoza says, our players are just playing for the sake of playing. There's no hunger in these players. Trust me. Thank you. We have good defenders, but weak setup of defense. Got it. Down to coaching. Thank you. Arteta won the cup in his first season before they trust the process. Thank you for that. Yes, exactly. How do you implement your style of play with players bought for you? Musa asks, okay, here's my thing. How do you get to 26 games with players that whoever was signed for you or whatever, you don't have a plan for them? Fine. Transfer window's finished. Now what? Must we, every coach that we have from now forward in the PSL, in the teams, every coach from now forward, we must look at them and go, ah, Hashem, he doesn't have these players. What do we expect? And if you do that for 15 other teams, what do you end up? True, my brother, Zwane has no plan. Give me one player that has improved since he took over. Wait till he scare me up, or no waste of time. And it's 8 years. I think that's the other thing that we forget is that we're 8 years trophyless. It was cute. Year 1, it was cute. Year 2, year 3, it was very cute. But now when we're heading into 8, 9, 10 years of not having trophies, of not competing, of not doing well enough, now we should have been angry a long time ago, to be honest with you. We should have been a long time angry, but we've let things slip. In any case, so the play in a few years. My old man asked me to up in the finest and with such finest players. Standards. 4 plus 3 defensive players. Remember, thank you for the follow. I'm hoping we get to the second spot because we ourselves Africa. Maybe we need to go to Africa and see what happens there and get exposed. Maybe that'll wake them up. Chiefs play well for the first 10 minutes, then the rest is history. What Dolly, Cole Alexander and Matt given us, even to pray. Yeah, Rasina team. If we're being honest, in those derbies we won by luck. All luck. But we celebrate the man of the match. Because I've been seeing you striking Asai. Like, strikers are meant to be Dupré, Saile, and Pimenimana. Those are meant to be the strikers. Home of line, 86 minutes. Unfortunately for Chiefs to get back to his glory days, Bobby has to die. Yo, it does. Look, you see, Vix, thank you for the follow. Athos one is an intern. He's just a coach. I think my conspiracy theory about Zwane is that they gave him the job for two reasons. First reason is that as a legend, he's not going to get the same criticism as somebody who's not a legend. One. Number two, his inexperience will be something that you can go, oh, he's learning. Number three, I think the Motaungs were like, if you bring in an experienced coach, if you bring in a prideful coach, if you bring in a Pitso, a Penny, maybe even Mangoba, to be honest with you, if you bring in any of those coaches, none of them are going to settle for bare minimum. That's just the truth. None of them will settle for the bare minimum. They're going to look you in the eye and say, listen here, I'm trying to win a Champions League. I'm trying to win a league. I need your support and I need control. Bobby, I need to sign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. Mangang, I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Question is, do you think Zwane did that? Do you think there was a meeting with the Motaungs where Zwane sat down and said, listen here, I want this player, I want that player, I want that player. Let's start there. So that's my conspiracy. So you don't get criticized as hard. Inexperience that you can point to and go, oh no, but he's a young coach and he's developing. And three, it's somebody who can take control, essentially. What happened to Khoza? He's on the bench, can't get game time. Casey players like they do not even train together. I always see those training things where they're running and they're playing and they're calling each other Messi. I remember seeing a video where what's his name? Dolly was being called Messi, and they play on that board thing where they play that soccer tennis thing. That tennis, like table tennis with a soccer ball. That's all they do, yeah, clearly. All those facilities, like I said, all the facilities. You've got stadiums, you've got the training grounds, you've got the rooms, you've got the physios, you've got the gym, you've got the staff, you've got all those people. And we see that. When we see that. Chiefs with all those resources, people, blah, 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 everything I just noted now. Can't beat Kukune, who don't have those resources. Can't beat Galan, who don't have those resources. Can't beat Souls, who don't have, like, you can't beat those teams. You've got every single thing that they wish they would have. Mapeta always failing, and he plays goalless since he came here. Yeah, but with no experience coach, these players full way of, it's the lack of tactics. Vusi, thank you for the follow. No striker cheese. Remember, Zwane fired all the good strikers and bring in Pimenyimana. Why do we keep on using the same defense, which is making them sick each and every game? Hi, Zwane. That's what I'm telling you. Like, at the very least, then, switch them up or find a combination that works. We took Tove from left back and put him center back. Before we played Matoho, before we played Ngobo, gave him a run with some people. Before we did all of this stuff, we took a left back and made him center back. That tells you what our team looks like. Abza, Jugu, user 2279, thank you for the flow. Nokovic was the striker, and he had a game plan that fit him. DJ NGL, thank you for the follow. Funa, thank you for the follow. The coaching, convo done. MLS cry. User 7989. Berera says he disagrees with me. Don says Bobby killed Chief culture. Simple. Look at Sundowns former players, Papela, Mgun, etc. Because the South African football is bullshit. Swaying Tami, Ntamulo, Barule, thank you for the follow. That was it. Bernard Parker and Majoro Shine. Gents, I heard from a good source that Mangobo has already signed a contract with Chiefs. Thank goodness. Let's hope he's here. I think the game as Solinas and Pitso ended in a draw. Could be right. Kazelen, thank you for the follow. Ernest did well, actually. I think the problem is the technical team that Chiefs have since the departure of Coach Ted Dimitri. Dylan Kirk can bring back the glory days. It sounds like another project. Don't feel like another project. Melanin Prince, Teboho, Vui, thank you for the follow. MK says it comes down to understanding the emblem. Some players are meant to stay away from such big teams. Amen. You don't have to be a star player. You just have to give us something. Even if we bring Pep from City, Chiefs won't, the players won't win. No, Pep won't even want to coach here. Pep is going to go to Sundowns than Chiefs, let's be honest. Dolly can't play by himself. If he passes the ball, the next player doesn't use that pass well. Ngocha, does he even pass the ball? Even on the student Baxter, when we won the double, I still didn't like the style of playing. I still believe the boys, it's just the inconsistency in Gen. We have a lot of good players. But Khanti's injured. Yes, Caleb is there for penalties. Chiefs management pride is killing them because they don't want to fire Atazwani because he's a former player. Chiefs management pride is killing them because they don't want to replace themselves. Chiefs management problem is that they don't want to bring in people that can move the club forward. Chiefs management problem is that it's a family club. And the family guys don't realize that, guys, you can still chow money. You can still have influence, you can still do all those things from the room. You don't have to be involved in all of the different decisions. Jessica's the only person that you could give a job and say, stay in your job. Commercially, she's doing great. But the others, at some point you wake up and you go, hi man, maybe we should go look for the best development people. Maybe we should go look for the best technical staff. Maybe we should go look for, I mean, like, they have to get out of this whole thing of they need to run the club personally, you know? Khoza, DJ Kuti, thank you for the follow. Zoni makes me angry. Why field Cole instead of Mdu? They only see the necessity of shining on a derby game. That's it, out of 15 teams. And the money comes in regardless. Mato made a mistake, they benched him. But since Dove made it twice the mistake, he's always playing. Favoritism again. Favoritism. Siam Paul Mageba, thank you for the follow. Teben Tanti were both suspended for Skune game. MPEZ, Leo Gaddafi, user 5465, Kuso John, Musa, Biza, Khanye, thank you for the follow. Temsa says, I blame Zwane. I blame him for the pitch. Prakimo, Dante, Pat G, thank you for the follow. Okay, all the way, development is the best unlock tool. But you have to develop them properly. We can't just say development for the sake of developing, sake of saying developing. Shabalala, Zwane, very good development players, but you can't, they're unpolished to a degree. And also, when you say development, you also have to create structures for the developing players to go into where they're going to grow. So if you go into Kaizer Chiefs as Mduduzi Shabalala, and I am quote unquote the best player at Kaizer Chiefs currently, as Zwane, I come in and I'm quote one of the top players at Kaizer Chiefs. When I walk in as an 18, 19, 20-year-old walking to that pitch, who's going to mentor me to become the best player that I can? Who's going to push me to drive? Now, this Shabalala is walking into the game, and a lot of you want him to start, and he may as well be starting. That position should be, let's say, the starting position should be his, right? And while he's busy developing, who does he look to teach him how to get better? Stebe, Mart, Dolly. Who does he look to? Who does he sit behind? Wait till sometimes you sit behind someone, learn. Mukwena was sitting behind Uchali, I think, for a year or two, not mistaken. Sat behind and learned. You have to, when you say development, you have to also create the situations where development players can thrive. But if we come in and they carry all the load and they do all the stuff, it's either we're going to kill them or the ego is going to kill them. Imagine what Mduduzi Shabalala thinks now. Right now, the whole country is singing my praises every time I touch the ball and I do a 360 and I do whatever. Every time I do that stuff, the country praises me. I trend on Twitter. My mentions go crazy. TikTok, what, and I haven't done anything. Now add on top of that the fact that he's the starter. He's the starter. Now he looks back on that bench and he goes, "Hi man, there's no one that can take my spot." At 18, what does that do to an 18-year-old's mind, 19-year-old's mind? What does that do to them? What did it do to Umting Pilengov? What did it do to Mashane? Since that red card, but in any case, what did it do to him? That we sit here. And thank you for the follow. Who are the technical directors at Chiefs and management, but at Chiefs? Who's in charge of those? The technical directors, it's Gerald Sego. There's now I'm forgetting the other name, but then Kaizer Junior is then sporting director. Bobby is managing director. On the football side, that's who everybody reports to. David Matibula is development. Yeah, I think that's the structure. Help me out, guys, if I'm missing anybody. This Mdu youngster is honestly overrated with his current form and display, but we love him and we give him everything, even though, you know, and I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I'm just like, we've given him everything. Chiefs players have realized that they can be Chiefs players without being Chiefs players. I don't know if that's what I'm trying to put down. Back then, to be a Chiefs player meant that you were like the best. It meant that there's a trophy every season. It meant that pound for pound, Bafana's got you guys, all that stuff. It meant that at least in your position, you were the best. But now, Chiefs players can be Chiefs players with average numbers, below average performances, mistakes in the game. You can still be a Chiefs player proudly. You can walk around and be praised and take photos and do all that stuff proudly without actually being of quality. That's what I'm seeing. Same with the coaches. Zwane can be time and all of that stuff without actually being amazing. Chiefs need some extra creativity. I think Tanzania can bring, despite his age. Chiefs needs to think. Chiefs needs an engine. Like, Chiefs needs a midfield player and trap the ball and dictate the pace of the game. Yeah, he used to dictate the pace of the game. Oh yeah. He needs to bring stability. Even give him all passes. You can give him the ball in the middle and he can trap the ball and turn and make a good decision. We don't even have that right now. As I think of the follow, Chiefs doesn't want to spend, my guy. Okay, let's touch on this. Those who've been on my live know where I'm going with this, but let's touch on this. My issue with the money conversation and the spending conversation, that's the least of my problems. At the very least, you sign players that are going to fit into your team. So you may not be able to go out, let's say, you may not go out and get the 90 players, like the 90 ranked players or the best players in the league. But what you're supposed to do is to go, play like this. So if we want a ball progressing central offensive midfielder, they may not be, the best guy may not be available, but at the very least, the guy we bring in trap, distribute, control some of the pace of the game. But what it seems like is that they are spending money, but the money is going everywhere. Dupré is a different player to Mosimane is a different player to Saile. Tebe is a different player to Mart, is a different player to Patrice is a different player to Mduduzi Shabalala. Sekhota is a different player to Ahly. Santi is a different player to Mashiane, is a different player to Dove. Frosler is a different player to Solomons. Zicheke is a different player to Dube, is a different player to Nobo, is a different player to Matoho. So now, when I ask you what the pattern is for the style of play that they're trying to do, you can't tell me. Because it's all over the place. Sundowns, this player is similar to this player, is similar to this player. So now we know that when we're playing football, these players play like this. But you can't, the players that I've just named, it's all just different people. It feels like they go into the transfer window and they go, hey man, we need to make 5 signings. Whoever's available, let's go. You know? Nongalaza, thank you for the follow. I think Mfundo can also do better on the team. But for how he lost his 20 compared to 23-year-old Ngqo. Exactly. Shabalala is a good player. Arthur is the easy choice that the owners can control. That's the culture. A whole Jabu Pule, Ogli. We don't believe in youngsters and entertaining play. I will wait for Pitso. By the time we get Pitso, he'll also be retiring. He'll come for the big check. Our players, they don't mature. They become terrible as they grow. We're not growing in structures. I think we're not growing in structures. Like, I understand that we're putting so much stuff on the young players, pressure, everything that they have to learn their own, essentially. Our players, our coaches, our coaches can't guide, our coaches can't develop. Very few coaches can develop in our league, right? then you have the situation where these guys come into the team, they're earning a lot of money, they can start them, they're also playing every week with no consequence. So now you have those players and you're expecting them on their own to grow. It's not going to happen. There will be a few, but it's not going to happen that way. You need to have a structure to make sure that these guys move up. AC Milan was a big team, remember. AC Milan was a big team, remember. Don't fall in the same track. Exactly. Don't remember that. Sorry. MK, Neon, thank you for the follow. MK says, game time and not relying on them. Salazar, thank you for the follow. But you can't just put all youngsters together. Some still need to develop confidence. But even if you're going to do that, then make that the plan. If you're going to say you're going to bring youngsters, bring in the youngsters. So come out and tell us, guys, we have a young team. For the next 4 or 5 years, I'm going to be developing these things, these teams, these players, and at the end of the 5th year, we're going to win the Champions League. I don't know. We're going to win the Champions League, right? Then we know it's a plan. But simultaneously, while we're bringing in youth, we're also bringing in these really old guys who are ending their careers. Again, what plan is that? I don't see a plan. I don't see a tactic. It just feels like, again, we're just trying everything that is available. If you get what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. That, like, have a plan. Baxter had a plan. Baxter didn't like playing young players. He would never play with young. So what did he do? He brought in your Tefu Mashamaites, your Morgan Golds, your whatever coaches, players that were very good, high experience, and he could coach them that way. It's a plan. If you bring in the youngsters, play the youngsters. Okay, we've got a ton of youngsters that we're bringing in. The plan is to go 3-4 years with them. At the end of the 3rd, 4th year, they'll be amazing. Huh? What do? They sell blocks. We start benching Bonnovo. We start benching Momashiadni. We bring in Botlanti. We bring in Botov. All the players. So now, again, strategy. What do we look at? First, we spoke about the tactics. Do these players fit tactically into my plan? Do they look similar? Do they do what I need them to do? One. And then number 2, let's look at the age thing. If we're saying that we're doing youngsters, this is not necessarily a young team. He's old. I believe Abu Marta a bit older. I believe is older. Otov is older. The gens on the team, and we give him Danson is 28, turning 29. Given a Sheikho, the defender, if he doesn't, he's also what mid to late 20s. So it's like, then what exactly are we trying to do? But in any case, we're not aggressive enough. Football coach also need to get their coaching pays. Hey, but they get jobs, guys. Some D license gets you could coach in the PSL. Some license, last I checked, it's like 1,800. It's a day course, then you could go to PSL. Lundi, thank you for the follow. Especially at the top level. We're saying the coaches need to get their papers and stuff like that. That is very true. My issue is that at the highest level, not everybody should be able to get a coaching job. Like PSL, it shouldn't be easy for you to get a coaching job. You should have to start somewhere. Like, you should be coaching in the 1st division. You should be coming through the ranks. You should be doing all that stuff before you can get the. You need to get the finished product. Don't play aggressive ball. They just enjoy the ball. They know the importance of 90 minutes. Teams are waking up at the EPL. They're tired of City. They're fighting now. PSL players playing for bills. I'm still saying, even now, us citizens will win this EPL. I think I'm going to have to do that tomorrow, actually. One is the sacrificial lamb. Amen. I do believe that. Homum Tobo, Sir Vinci, thank you for the follows. One is the weakest link. I agree. We also need a system. Zwane's job was only to sell players and buy new ones. Brother Kaizer Chiefs is cuck. I'm close to supporting Sundowns. I don't want to lie. I benefit none of Kaizer Chiefs. Ona, thank you for the follow. True, I don't mind because they have a clear plan. Arsenal just started with their plan. Come, brother. Zwane, he's in control. Why let Castro and Kota go? So predictable. Zwane is from Samgelo Zwane. Kiela, thank you, follow. Kiela, Roofshack. 2 sources. Zwane and Knight doesn't know how to code. User 7413, thank you for the follow. 2 sources, thank you for the follow. Current group of players need a technical team. Leko, thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses so much. Thank you for the panda as well. Guys, if you haven't followed, please follow. Local content, Monday to Wednesday, 10:30, I go live. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to let you guys come on. Sorry, today I just needed to get this off my chest. Samuel is good at midfield position. Every time I see that Sundowns player, sometimes we fans with them. And it's so sad that you have an example of good play. Zwane trying to figure Zwane in that position. Our players lack commitment, really. No matter the guy, Alexis 68, thank you for the follow. Pablo Escobar says, dude, Southern Sahara region no longer have world-class athletes. That's sad. And I don't think it's a matter of not having them. We just don't care to find them anymore. User 4143, JK22, 016, thank you for the film. Motaung must go out to Europe and look for a coach, someone who will not have favoritism. Or at the very least, hold them accountable when they come to the team. Apoli, Loyal and Jimin, I've never seen him good enough. Chosen Choose, thank you for the follow. Gala saying FC, no need to sign the Chiefs. We have players and quality material. We have the players. We just need a plan. Unenkanu Zwane, he's forcing to fit Usamgelo Zwane because he's also got his sacrificial people. So he can also say, but look at Shabalala and look at Zwane. They're youngsters. I need time to grow them. In the game, you can see that Chiefs is going to lose the game. Kaizer says, my brother, facts. Thank you, my brother. User 7413. Zwane sees every time my fans. Then he's going to be fired. Then he's going to be sacrificed. The Motaungs will sacrifice him. If push comes to shove, they'll get rid of him. So, I mean, but at the end of the day, you need to get the results. Percy, thank you for the follow. Keleto says, what are the big players doing, the big names in a big team? Are they even big names anymore? I think they're big names from previous times. They're not big names now. He needs to improve. He can be the main man for Kaizer Chiefs. And the players celebrate the net bank draw. Gucci, they're going to win by early PL. Nike says, the only person who's serious at Chiefs is the bus driver because he always makes sure. Yes! Nike! They win by luck. Okay, they win by luck. User 84, Kata Kaizer, thank you for the follow. The players are not doing good enough. We can't blame Zwane, the players themselves. I blame Zwane and the players. That's the difference. I don't give anybody a free ride. Mali FMD, thank you for the follow. Chiefs must build, Baba. But build what, guys? Yo, these words, development, build, trust the process. I hate them so much because you gotta have the right materials to build. You gotta have a plan to build. Chiefs has been saying they're building for the past 8 years. Chiefs tried to build. Chiefs did the Baxter thing. Then they built under. Remember, Steve got 3 years of building that didn't go anywhere. We use these words. I think they're just buzzwords we use because we know that nobody can really say anything to those buzzwords. Build with purpose and build with a plan. What's Zwane's plan? If you were to look at Zwane and say 2-3 years from now, what is your plan? Sundowns told us their plan. The moment Motsepe landed, he said, I want to be the best team in Africa and I want to play in the Club World Cup. Then he backed that plan up, then he backed that ambition up with a plan. Then they put the plan into motion. Hire the best, get the best. Even if it takes us a while to figure out what our system is, to figure out our structure, to figure out the stuff, nobody's going to say to me that we're not the best. We didn't find the best. Who are the best development people? Probably Sundowns, right now. Who are the best coaches? Sundowns. By and large, that team from goalkeeper to striker, best players in the league. The coaching staff, best coaching staff. That's how you build. You don't just say build because we're saying build and it's nice. You don't say that. You don't just sign anyone when you're building. If we're building really, how much runway do we have with Dolly at his age? How much runway do we have with Dove and the other older players? How much runway do we have them to say we're building? You got to know what you're building, how you're going to build it, why you're building it. And I think right now we're just saying those words because they're nice words to hear. Both says, Caleb is Haaland, and then Shabalala, you're coming nicely talking me about Caleb being Haaland. Haaland scores those goals, all the goals that Mosimane has in like 2 games. Keletso says the process. Mapumulo, thank you for the follow. Stasilo says we need more at our defense. We failed to defend set pieces. Ahly says Kaizer Chiefs players need experience coaching, not Zwane. And that's the thing. You have to supplement something somewhere. You can't have people that are all over the place. So if you have structuralist players that are learning how to play a game, a specific team's game, you need a coach that's experienced enough to make up that. If you have experienced players that know how to play the game, then you can bring a coach that isn't experienced so that you can balance it out. If you have a technical director that is new to this or is not very experienced, you have a coach that is experienced so that he can handle, at least on the pitch, I can handle what's happening on the pitch. I have experience enough to get past your learning stage. A technical director that's very experienced, they can make up for the fact that maybe we know how Chiefs wants to play, so I can make the decisions in the interim to get these players while we figure out the coach or we get the coach. But you cannot have players are learning, coach is learning, technical director, we don't know, he's learning, sporting director, Kaizer Jr., first time in the job, officially, he's learning. Everybody's learning at Chiefs. So again, going back to the building, you can't build if everybody's learning. You want to guide the build. That's why I'm like, Umangoba, if Arthur got promoted and Mangoba was next to him, say that at least I know that Zwane is learning. He's going to watch Umangoba, he's going to learn from him. Then when he takes over fully, cool, that's a plan. But you just say plan J. The experience code, and this team was happy they got Pirates. Can I just let him do false 9? If Chiefs got Mangoba, then Zwane must go because Zwane will do what he does best, sabotage. Azwala, why are we blaming him in the family? Why can't we blame the players? The players are the ones who are playing. That's why I say everybody holds their bag. Why don't you blame players, tops, the young ones? Vida, the young ones are doing well. Vintage code, and how do you see Pirates the next season? I think Pirates always had the advantage of having a good team. I think pound for pound, Pirates have had some of the teams in the past few years in terms of maybe not necessarily directly competing with Sundowns, but in terms of like quality players. Pirates has always had players. The issue was that you just have to figure out how to play with them. And I think for everything we've said about Ribeiro, he's got that trophy. He's winning a couple of games. Look, he's 5 points ahead of Zwane, so I can't give him too much praise. But I think Pirates could be better. Are they going to win it? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. The two teams for me to watch next season is going to be SuperSport and Pirates. We don't catch Sundowns because we know what Sundowns is going to do. But SuperSport and Pirates are going to be the team watch, at least in my eyes. Vinci's code. Who's your all-time favorite player in the PSL? Skarangobe, Black Jesus, my all-time favorite player in the PSL. All-time favorite Chiefs, bro. He's my all-time favorite player. But my favorite Chiefs player, oddly enough, is Patrick Mabedi. Funny enough, Patrick Mabedi is my all-time favorite player for Chiefs. I used to play defense. I started in defense. Let's see. The young boys are the future. Okay, look at Saka at Arsenal. Zwane must be trusted. Guys, stop comparing situations that have nothing to do with each other. Saka is because Saka got Unai. Unai is known for taking B+ players, youngsters, putting them into a team and getting him to play. Part of the reason why Unai failed at Arsenal is because he couldn't do the A-team stuff. But him Nduzi came from Unai, Saka came from Unai. Unai knows how to do that. By the time Arteta arrived with Saka, Saka was already a player that had played 50 games, 50, 60, 80 games for Arsenal. You know what I mean? Nduzi was a bona fide starting midfielder, for example. So don't compare. It's skill sets. Right now, we don't know if he's a development guy. We don't know if there's different types of coaches. We know that about. We're not going to know. Get the whole context. Don't just say, hey, this was this because of this. Hey, this was this because of that. Get the whole context. Saka got a lot of game time under a very good development coach. Very good development coach. He set the foundations for Saka. So let's not just jump in and say because it's Zwane. Let's see. He's a young boy of the future. He's a big player. Mduduzi, big player. But you need to still get the structure. No, was one of our best players. Couldn't get game time for a while. Yes, there's injuries and stuff, but couldn't get game time. There was a time when he was running on the pitch and we didn't know what he was doing. Structure. Javupule was a star. Khanye was a star. What happened to them? Skapi Malatsi was a star. What happened to them? Structure. Look, Arsenal, you are the people who kill fans. You are the people who kill fans. I'm an Arsenal fan, by the way. I'm an Arsenal fan. And it wasn't nice finishing 8th twice. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice being out of the Champions League. It wasn't nice. We're about to possibly lose the league now. It's not nice. It's not all rosy. And you've got to understand that by any other team standards, man might have not had a job. I'm just saying, I'm looking at this log, looking at Zwane, I'm looking at what the Kaizer Chiefs team is doing, and me, it's not by the standards that I know of my Chiefs. I need to lower them. Because I feel like we know them so much, that's how we got here. But it's okay. Oh, it's okay. No, it's fine. No, it's okay. Next season. 8 years now, no trophy. Arsenal, same shandies. 2003-4, Invincibles. 4-5, I think, won the FA Cup, if I'm not mistaken. 5-6, 5-6 or 6-7, Champions League. Then we started the, okay, it's okay. Next season, 9 years drought. Next season, 8 years out of the Champions League. You know, there are some players that have not played in the Champions League ever. We can say next year, it's okay. Sanda, thank you for the follow. Khoza, Rom, thank you for the follow. Because you don't trust the process with Zwane. No. See the process. I cannot just say trust a process. You gotta see a process before you can say trust the process. That's what I'm crying for. At the very least, show me the type of football you want to play. At the very least, win us a trophy. Arteta won the trophy again. Arteta won the FA Cup. And then bought him time to the 8th place finishes, in time through all that stuff. That's what happened. Let's be honest. So Arthur needs to show us then. Win the net back up. That'll earn you time. But time, just for time's sake, I'm sorry. Rate Pirates. No, Pirates is a solid team. It's a solid team. You just need a bit of consistency in the lineup. But otherwise, I think you've got quality in that team. I think it's a very good team. On paper, it's a very good team. Certainly shouldn't be that far away from Sundowns and this close to everybody else. But see what happens. Not Screamer. Who left today? Who resigned today? I'll get the story, wait. Fred resigned today. So maybe change, but I'm part of the team. We need Raymond, thank you for the follow. Sana says we need machine in the back. I don't know what they're gonna do for us, to be honest with you, okay? They're gonna cross Kama, and I'm gonna get angry again because I'm not playing weird ball and Kama gets in. Pops lit up Puma, thank you for the follow. Players like you, facts. Archie says Bobby wants to win trophies with cheap players and coaches like Arthur. Again, that's why I'm like, it's very weird because you back it. You don't take chances. Arsenal right now, the reason why we are arguably is because we don't have the big players to finish it off. We don't have to finish thing off. And we keep looking for bargain deals. Now Jorginho can't play, though he was signing. Holding keeps playing extended contracts. And we know what they are. But again, bargain hunting. The team doesn't have a lot of favor killing the team. I agree fully. Buenas, Lola, thank you for the follow. There is something. Tabo, please ask again. There is something. And we're still finding ourselves. Guys. Viewer, thank you for the follow. Dr. X, thank you for sharing the live. And the Tom user 6849 says for extra chiefs to focus on finding a new leader to better the future of the team. Even characters, I feel like this Chiefs doesn't have characters. You think back on teams of old, your Kunes were very characters, your Mashamaites very big characters, Dengo Mashas, your Yes, there was always somebody who's in as a leader. I struggle to see who the leader at K Chiefs is. Mr. Titi, thank you for the follow. Is failing, needs help. No plan there, let's admit it. Like 16 years, we've been singing this song for how many years? Is that no plan? He still needs to learn. Thank you for the follow. Best development. Chiefs are his team. If Liverpool could win 9 years, so can they. Hey, 9 years. Yes. Is the one Champions League like 05? Like we shouldn't. We should score at least 6 goals. We got our chances. No, we started very well. No excuse. Join me tomorrow. I'm running out of. But join me tomorrow. I'm gonna go to Arsenal. We've got the same problem at Arsenal. We keep excusing. No, it's this. No, it's that. No, it's. They keep doing that. I'm tired. These are grown ass men, guys. Use the very simple example. You work at McDonald's. You burn the fries 5 times a day. No, but you know he's got potential to get no. And let me say that one more time. The thing about the league is that it's well run, well mentioned, high standard, do whatever the team. And it's saying at the top that is showing how to hire, how to run a team, how to play, how to find stuff, how to find players, how to do this. There's a team up there that's showing you everything that you can copy directly from them. Copy paste. That's the sad part about our league. There's a team that's making everybody look bad. Right in the same league. So it's like, but guys, why can't we copy something like that? And Sundowns copy what we used to do. Chiefs Pirates, what we used to do. Let's see, the players are the ones to blame. No coach in the world can win the league with these players. I hear you, but also like in this league, Arthur is number 4 in this league. So asking him to get 15 more points in this league. I wonder if you're saying this in England or somewhere else where every week it's lit. In this league, in the football we're watching, can't get results. Come on, guys. Kaizer TV only shows us merchandise in 12 episodes, while Sundowns TV shows us training. Maybe you don't want to. If you want to see what the training actually looks like, maybe you don't want to watch it. I disagree. The players are the ones to blame. They never converted the chances we create a game. And who plays them every game after that? And who plays them? And who plays them through mistakes and missing and all of that stuff? Who plays them? Why then have we not seen Sekhota come onto the pitch, even just for the sake of going, hey, to pray you're messing up. I'll tell benching ngan. Upudule fatse, Pola, learn that there's consequences to whatever you're doing. It's not like we're winning matches. Oh, you made a mistake or you did something wrong. You know what? Let me take a game off to show you. So who's picking them? Who keeps putting them in the same positions? Who keeps playing the same type of football with them? Yeah, no, they can miss all the chances in the world. Missing chances happens. It's football. If all the chances in the world were taken, we'd be watching Boma 8-0, 10-0 every match. But who keeps choosing the same guy, putting in the same positions, doing the same things? That's the coach. And like I said, I can blame a player and say, hey, but some of those Chiefs players know that no matter what, they're going to get game time. They're going to start, no matter what. No matter the situation, no matter what I've done, no matter the chances I've missed, no matter the passes I've misplaced, no matter the results, no matter anything, I'm going to play every single game. Atomic, thank you for the follow. George GP17 says, poor sub and favoritism was also killing us. Coaching. Thank you for the follow. Zebulon says, can't wait for next season to Sundowns harvest on their low knees. Set up. Killed me there. We know what Sundowns is going to do. No. We know. Sundowns to win 12 leagues in a row before anybody wakes up. Silas, Matawata, thank you for follow. Happened to Arsenal and Sundowns won't happen to one guy. He's clueless, Buffett. Vijo Ramo, thank you for the follow. Says some of us no longer entertain SA football because it's not competitive. Sneh, I'm with you. I do this because I love the game, and I do this because I've got this platform, and I want to speak to you guys and hear what you guys say. Because I'm tired of listening to analysts trying to make it seem like, you know, this analysts, and they're like, no, he's playing this inverted right back because they're trying to push the game. And no, that's not happening. But that's what I want to hear from you guys about these things. No, not good in defending. That's how he lost his spot. He's lazy in that department. The defender of the season. Wait, guys. No. Wait. He's not just the guy who defended it. He was defender of the season. The best defender in the league 2 seasons ago. Now, all of a sudden, he's not a good one, guys. Okay, let's say he's not good. You've seen the comedy, you've seen the errors that it has made, we've seen the errors it's made in some cases, right? You've seen them. Even for the sake of, wait thinking, sit down, I'm going to bring in this person. It's not like the guys who are in are doing any better. That's the point I'm trying to make you guys. The guys who are in are not doing any better. And as much as you guys speak and say they're not. We're sitting where we're sitting with the results that we're sitting. The defense has conceded 29 goals in 26 games. Our goal difference is 1. 20 goals in 26 games. Cannot tell me that Ngobo is worse. You can't tell me that. You're just making excuses. You can't tell me that. Or you cannot tell me that at the very least, we can't change that. No, come out. No, go to the left where you normally play. Then let's win Dube, man. How does that make Dube? How does that make at the very least? Do you think Zwane is a good coach? I can't speak to whether he's a good coach or not. I haven't seen anything. What I can tell you now is very inexperienced. What I can tell you now is that these are rookie mistakes that are made. Rookie mistakes. Actually, some of the mistakes that Arteta was making. But he bought his time. I told you guys this. I spoke about this. I have an opinion on Zwane. I just know that when I watch the game, I am watching somebody who is not ready. You guys said he's a good MTC coach and all of that. I can only judge him on the results that he has. So by results, he's not a good coach. By gameplay, I don't see what he's doing gameplay-wise. He's one of the underrated coaches in the world. Chiefs is way beyond average. And he got it defended the season by mistake. So this is what I'm trying to say. It's so hurt, it's embarrassing. I have in Arsenal, they just need to draw with Man City. I'm going to speak about Arsenal tomorrow. But honestly, I just feel like we need to show some heart. We need to show some heart. Like, sometimes you need to go to matches and go, what's the worst that could happen? We've got top 4, we're going to the Champions League. What if we give our all against City? What happens then? Thank you for the follow. Oh, you're talking about Umshini. Umshini, I fell off, but I get you. Sorry about that. Chances are very slim, even if they draw. Oh, yeah, that one is very fat. Ruth's one, you can tell his tactical plan with Chiefs. I can't. I'm sorry. Okay. Eugene, thank you for the follow. They must just win against Man City. A draw now. Richmond, Tabi, follow. Family is the problem. Chance and he failed. But the others are failing, and you've got a person on the bench. That's what I'm saying. We can't wait a whole season to change. We can't, guys. We can't wait. Yes, no, guys. During COVID-19, Pitso benched for 3 games because he wasn't performing. But we can't benchmark. Talk about the young who to send make the difference. Zwane was given position. Zwane must learn his style of play. They can groom his players under the plan. Thank you very much. He needs to learn a lot. Style of play is one of the things. Management, media management, game management. Very big things that he needs to learn. Are you happy with the wins this season? I think all our wins are convincing. No, none of the play in the PSL is convincing. You know, like, I could even live for a competitive PSL. We're watching end games and it's going in. But we're not watching that. Like, it's by luck. Chiefs wins derbies by Nda scoring a random on goal from a random ball coming in. Skukune win a game because in the 4th minute they crossed the ball and it hit Ngezana awkwardly and fell into the path of their striker. All of these games, anybody, it's not because they can beat this. Just who's going to make the most mistakes today? That's the PSL. This is half past. If you haven't, please follow. My account is about local. I got records, lists. That to do. I go live Monday to Wednesday, 10:30 to 12:30. There are more topics. Today it's just that this thing hurt me deeply. Tomorrow I'll come back. There were actually things I wanted to speak about today. It's got a bit of stuff. Like, for example, Arsenal. For example, Floyd leaving. Like, for example, Safa and the PSL fighting. We'll get it tomorrow. Today is rant day. Bit of therapy for myself. Please follow if you haven't followed. Tomorrow I'm going to allow people on. You'll be able to jump in and I'll be able to speak to you directly and we can speak about some of the pressing things. Let's depressing stuff, man. So if you haven't followed, please give you a chance to follow. For those who are unsure, I am a Chiefs fan and I'm awesome. Just wanted to make sure. See, this is how I am. Need tap away. Can't you, when a South African journalist speaking about Johnson's calf run? Hey, me, I don't know. Maybe we just tired. Maybe people, I'm not even a journalist. Maybe we're just tired of watching Sundowns. Wait, guys, we're tired. What can you report on Sundowns? You could literally copy paste Sundowns played well. They had scintillating midfield play. That team didn't know what to do. You can copy and paste that thing forever, especially in the PSL. But in any case, guys, join me tomorrow, 10:30. Today was a bit of the. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. The fact that there's more than 50 of you here late into the night like this, amazing. I'll see you guys tomorrow.